somebody going to be here to represent them, or is that, okay, those folks, okay, okay.
Market passed, deed restrictions, and their attorney sent her opinion of the deed restrictions, in relation to this.
Their attorney is taking a file.
Yep.
But
Yep.
working them to us.
I was going to say something,
Yeah.
because,
Yeah,
yeah,
great.
it'd be confusing.
Yep.
But I also explained to Mark, in general, it's not the town that would enforce the deed, it would be the people in the subdivision, it'd be a legal matter. Other subdivided residents, if they wanted to take them to court, they felt they were violating. In general, the town doesn't prohibit projects that violate.
So,
Huh.
if there were a restriction that we could enforce, well, I shouldn't use the word
That was
enforce,
enforceable,
enforceable,
it wouldn't be up to the town, right?
how would that do for us finding it complete, or application complete or not?
I've always been told that the town should not get involved in deed restrictions. It's a legal issue with the people who own it and those that are in the.
Fair enough, okay.
But I think her thing states that it's, she doesn't do much for it anyways.
It's a little after 5. You want to wait a few minutes to see if Brett shows up?
Yeah, he said he'd be.
5 minutes later, okay. I don't see where a lot of people will be offended out there. Maybe Jan. We're waiting a few minutes for another member, so. Brett is going to be a few minutes late, so we're just waiting for him. If he doesn't show up in a little while, we'll start the meeting. Is video in?
From every direction.
What's that?
From every direction.
It's kind of like the Andy Warhol film where he just took 24 hours of aiming at the Empire State Building, nothing else. Not much going on. Well, we do have a forum, I guess we can start. Okay. What do we have? Five? Five and nine. Okay, we'll call the Tremont Planning Board meeting of Tuesday, September 28th, to order at 5:09 p.m. Roll call, we have Lawson Wilson, Beth Gott, Jeff Young, myself, Mark Good. Brett Witham, I think, is going to be joining us soon. And Recording Secretary Jan Sprague. Oh, yes?
He's on Zoom.
Oh, Brett's on Zoom?
Yeah.
Hi, Brett. Can you hear us okay? Okay, good. I thought you were going to be in person. Okay. And so we have everybody here, and also Code Enforcement Officer / Town Manager Jesse Dunbar, members of the public. And first thing, no excuse absences, so we will go to the minutes of September 21st. And Beth, you'll have to recuse yourself for 4 and 5, and we'll call you back for 6. And I don't know if you heard me the last time. The usual thing is if you are recused, you should leave up here and take a seat in the audience. I know it won't be for a long time, but that's the procedure. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack.
Okay. Minutes of September 21st. Anybody see any issues?
Looks good to me.
I thought so too. I thought Jan did a great job.
Thank you, Jan.
That was a long
A lot of
meeting.
complicated, a lot of
Yes.
motions in that meeting.
Jeff and Brett, any issues? Okay, hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes of September 21st.
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Motion and second on the table to approve the minutes of September 21st. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Myself? Yes?
Yes.
Lawson, yes. How about you folks? Was that Brett?
Yes.
And Jeff also.
Jeff also? Okay. 4-0-1 with Beth being recused. Okay, we're going to open the public hearing for Acadia Wilderness Lodge Campground and quickly close it
Continue.
because we're going to be continuing it. Well, we're not going to close it, okay? We're going to continue it, okay? I'll take a motion to continue the public hearing on Acadia Wilderness Lodge to Tuesday, October 12th, 2021 at 5 p.m. via Zoom, and perhaps we should say via Zoom due to the impracticability of meeting in person due to the surge in COVID cases.
I make a motion to continue the public hearing on the Acadia Wilderness Lodge application to Tuesday, October 12th, 2021 at 5 p.m. via Zoom due to the impracticability of meeting in person due to the surge in COVID cases.
Have a second?
Second.
Motion and second on the table to continue public hearing for Acadia Wilderness Lodge to Tuesday, October 12th, 2021 at 5 p.m. via Zoom due to the impracticability of meeting in person due to the surge in COVID cases. All in favor?
Yes,
Yeah.
Watson?
Zoom members? We both say yes?
Yes.
I couldn't hear him. Jeff? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 4-0-1. Well, Beth, I hope you enjoyed your seat. You can come back up and join us now. Okay, new business. Subdivision application amendment to Lot 4 of the Huber subdivision. And Helen O'Connor is the owner, I believe. You're Helen? Hi, Helen.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, okay. And can you tell us what you're doing briefly?
So we have a house on the property, and we also have a cottage and a garage apartment. And we're splitting off the garage apartment and the cottage to sell.
So you have one lot now, you're basically making it 2 lots,
Yes,
and one of those lots you're gonna sell.
yes.
Okay. Any members, any other questions of Ms. O'Connor? Hearing none? What?
Is Ms. O'Connor aware that there's deed restrictions that prevent further subdivision of the lot?
Yes.
Yes, and
And also that, the second restriction that no other house be maintained on the lot.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Jeff, can you repeat that second part?
No more than one single-family dwelling together with customary usual outbuildings shall be constructed and kept or maintained upon any lot unless the lot, never mind, it's more than 3 acres. Never mind, doesn't apply, just that there's no further subdivision permitted.
2
Yes.
and 4, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mentioned that to Jesse when I got here tonight, and apparently they're being represented by Diane O'Connell, the planning board attorney at times, and she has an opinion on that, and Jesse, you want to quickly explain that?
Yep. Diane's opinion on the deed is that the deed contains restriction number 2, that a lot cannot be further subdivided as defined by state and local law. Subdivision under state and local law is the dividing of the property into 2 or more lots within a 5-year period, which is actually 3 or more. Thus making one division does not create a subdivision, and thus your proposed division of your lot into 2 lots is okay with respect to restriction number 2.
Would you repeat the last part of that, Jess?
One division does not create a subdivision, and thus your proposed division of your lot into 2 lots is okay with respect to restriction number 2.
So, I sort of question if this is even a subdivision. And does it fall under our subdivision ordinance?
It does because it's an amendment to a previously approved subdivision. Their lot
Which
is,
was bigger than,
right, their lot was part of a subdivision.
There are, how many, 8 lots or something like that?
There's one.
10, okay.
all along Normal Road.
Yeah, up a Carver, I believe.
That would make this a subdivision as defined by local law.
I didn't hear her.
He thinks it makes it a subdivision as defined by local law.
Why's that, Jeff?
Well, didn't we just say this was a subdivision and we're amending it? We created it and put restrictions and then time was filed. Now we're amending what the town approved earlier on.
Within 5 years.
Right.
And
It's been greater than 5 years, correct?
And that restriction was to this lot specifically, not to the subdivision as a whole.
Brett? Anything? Okay. I think Jesse has more to say, though. Hear him out, Jeff.
Yeah, I had also explained, to Mark when he came in that in general, the town doesn't really get involved in deed, restrictions. It's a legal dispute between those in the subdivision. If they're unhappy, for instance, if the subdivision doesn't allow, livestock, the town doesn't enforce that deed restriction. Somebody in the subdivision who's subject to the same restriction has to take that owner to court. So the town doesn't enforce deed restrictions, it's just not something the town gets in the middle of, so to speak.
I understand that. What I'm comfortable is that we're on notice on an application that there is a deed restriction. It's not like someone coming to you as the code enforcement officer saying, hey, someone put a trailer in your yard, deed restriction says no trailer.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with an application before us involving specific property and it's facade. And there's a restriction that we have now become aware of. It's still applying.
I think it still applies.
And number 4, Jesse?
Number 4, so the restriction of not having more than 2 dwelling units, on a lot less than 3 acres. When they make this split, one of the lots will be less than 3 acres and will contain 2, dwelling units. The opinion from their attorney is that they may be just fine that way, but worst case scenario, they may have to, the buyer may have to remove the cooking facility from the garage, to make it a satellite bedroom, therefore only having 1 dwelling unit on that lot. But again, that's, that'll be basically up to the code enforcement officer to tell them at the time. When they do their due diligence and come and ask, is it okay that there's 2 of these on here? I don't know the square footage of the garage apartment, but they are allowed, accessory units up to 600 square feet,
Yeah.
in addition to to a primary dwelling.
So there's really a little bit of caveat emptor here.
What's that term?
Caveat emptor, buyer beware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you sleeping a lot in class?
Yeah, amongst other things.
Does it say in studio or garage violate our local ordinance?
Does the lot in the studio garage?
You said they have to remove the sink or the kitchen. What?
If it constituted as two dwelling units that were above the, limit on size, they may need to remove the kitchen in the garage apartment. I haven't seen the square footage, so it may be fine.
It's 400.
It's 400, so it's fine.
So it's fine under our ordinance?
Yep.
Okay.
But the current lot is not conforming.
The current lot is because it's larger than 3 acres.
But it has a house and a cottage on it?
Yeah, they can have 2, as far as we're concerned, the town.
The town.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they have, 120,000 square feet, and they need 40 per dwelling. So,
Okay.
Jeff, are you satisfied? About this, that is.
I'm not comfortable with it, but I am satisfied.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions about that before we go on to determining whether the submission requirements have been met? Okay. Okay, moving right along. Wish we had more volume on that. There's no way we can get a little more. Okay. Okay, we'll go over this now. Amendment to Lot 4 of the Huber subdivision. And location map adequate to show relationship to adjacent properties. Seems like it is. Anybody disagree with that? Okay, any existing subdivision in proximity of the proposed subdivision? That's not applicable. Locations and names of any existing and proposed streets. We have Rummel Road and Carter Road shown on the plan. That's all that's down there, correct? That's a yes. Any boundaries of zoning districts within the designations? There's a copy of the zoning map in our packet. I saw that. Anybody have any questions or anything, please stop me. Otherwise, we're going to go through this fairly quickly, I believe.
Doing great.
Outline, thank you. Feels good to get some support here.
Right.
Outline of proposed subdivision. Yeah, we've got that on the survey plan here. Other required permits, nothing else required, right, Jesse? Not applicable. Preliminary plans shall be submitted in 2 copies, not more than 100 feet 2 inch. In addition, 8 copies of the plan reduced to 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17. And we're assuming that you somewhere have the large copies, right? Okay, it's been met.
We didn't have this.
No, those are the 8 copies of the small ones. That's 11 by 17.
Yeah.
There are 2 big ones, like he has there.
Scale.
Yeah.
And those we'll have to sign if this gets approved.
Got it.
At some point,
All right,
okay?
all right. That's helpful to see.
Yeah, and that's what goes to the registry of deeds,
Right.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Following information shall be shown on plan or accompanying the application. The proposed name of subdivision, name of town, and assessor's tax map and lot numbers. So, I guess it's 4A and 4B, right? Okay, we have those. Map and lot numbers. Evidence of right title and interest in the property. We do have that, as previously noted. It has those restrictions that we talked about. Field survey of boundary lines of the tract giving complete descriptive data by bearings and distances made and certified by a licensed land surveyor. The plan shall indicate the type of monument to be set or found at each lot corner. Sir, are you the surveyor?
That's correct.
Okay. You've got all that stuff on here, don't you?
Yes.
Looks like that way to me.
Yep.
My understanding was this was a preliminary submission anyway, so.
Oh, no, you met that condition, don't worry. Yeah. I'm just making conversation. The date the plan was prepared, north arrow, graphic map scale, names and addresses of the owner of record, subdivider, and individual company who prepared the plan, names of adjoining property owners. It's all right on here. We got the seal, prepared August 18, 2021. North arrow,
Top left.
top left, okay, yep.
Top.
Okay, looks like we're all set there. Anybody see anything else? Got the scale and everything, okay, fine. Number of acres within proposed subdivision, location of vegetative cover together with any buildings, water courses, and other essential existing physical features. There's no wetlands on here that aren't shown, right? Or anything? Good.
Is there a septic on the lot 4A?
Oh, there is a septic.
One on shore,
The one on the shore?
Yeah,
There is.
there is a septic?
So is that, do we want that shown on there?
You want that on the final?
We do?
Yeah.
And then,
is it a parent? Is it a mound?
I'm not sure.
If it's not a parent, we just go by the word of, we go by the original design by the soil scientist. The one we located, I think, is round, isn't it?
I don't know what you mean by now, but
It's
yes,
above ground, you
Yeah,
can
you-
see it, you can see it's
Sure.
obvious.
yes.
Um, Well, anyway, we can put it one way.
That's not on this one anyway, this condition, right? This is just buildings, water courses, other essential physical features. I think later on we get to
Okay.
septic, don't we?
Well, then, well, we're on buildings then, it looks like the house outline is not complete in, on lot 4A. And that should probably be complete for the,
Yeah, I was
I mean.
kind of mystified by that myself.
Right, yeah.
What do you think the lack of those things have to do with us finding this complete or not?
No, I mean, you just find a complete conditional those are added to the final.
That's sort of, yeah, and we might decide that there's.
There might be other things
other
too,
things.
we don't know, okay.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so we have say we need a little more on that. Okay, proposed lot lines with approximate dimensions and lot areas. That's on the plan. Proposed names of any roads and numbers assigned to lots. Not applicable, although we do have numbers assigned to the lots, right, 4A and 4B.
Yes. I
So
think
that's a
would say
yes, not
that's a
applicable,
yes.
right? The location, Nick? Somebody gonna say something there?
No, it's Jeff's call.
No. The location, names, and present widths of any existing and/or proposed streets, easements, building lines, parks, and other open spaces on or adjacent to the subdivision. We've got that, right? Do you have the names on there? Yeah, Rummel Road, Carter Road, yep, okay.
It was, yep.
The width and location of any streets or public improvements shown upon the official map and comprehensive plan, if any, within the subdivision.
No.
It's not applicable. Parcel of land to be dedicated to public use and the conditions of such dedication. Not applicable. The location of any open space to be preserved and a description of proposed improvements and management. Not applicable. Names and addresses of owners of record of adjacent property, including property directly across an existing public street. That's, Petrol, yeah, we have the names here, a couple of them, yeah.
There's a butters list.
Yep. Yeah, okay, we got that. Location of any zoning boundaries affecting the subdivision. Not applicable. It's all in one zone, right?
I think the zoning goes all the way to the road. Shoreline zone.
Does the abutter list go across the water? If it's closer than,
Typically, no. I mean, we don't usually.
even though, I mean, in this case, because it's not Pam's house, it's,
Boundaries of any flood hazard, oh, I'm sorry, were you done?
I guess I'm just wondering if we should let the family know who's across the water and blanking on their name.
Across the water there. I don't even know what's right off there.
So this is at the top of Seal Cove.
What's that?
This is at the top of Seal Cove, the water is pretty narrow. I don't know if it matters, but it seems like,
I guess I would say if there was gonna, I mean, just my thought would be if this was a vacant lot that was gonna be developed, it might give interest to the person across the water. Or it is not a change. It's just basically a lot line.
I mean, they're,
Okay, I see what you mean.
but their
Okay.
neighbor, they're about as far away as they would be if there was a road.
Right, okay.
And neighbors turning into two neighbors. I mean, lot 4B won't be in the butter because they're not on the water, but it just seems like it's the kind of thing that, for the same reason we let people across the street know,
Yep,
because this is,
yep, I can add them to the list.
they don't have,
I think you're referring to map A lot 52.
Or 50.
Tax map.
Oh, 52, yeah.
yes.
See that now, yeah.
Yep.
That is close.
And
Is it, it's gotta be greater than 500 feet though, do you think, or? I don't know.
I don't know, it probably goes to the mean high water line. It's, I don't know, it's right on the cusp there.
We can add them, it's easy enough.
There aren't a lot of spots in town where that would apply, but that ends up being one of them, where water separates property lines.
We can do that.
Okay. Boundaries of any flood hazard areas and the 100-year flood elevation delineated on the plan if any portion of a subdivision is in a flood-prone area.
I did check the FEMA flood map and it's not.
It's not, okay, so not applicable then.
Really? Doesn't all the shore have a flood line?
But
No,
it's up below the bank.
Yeah, it's steep
The
enough.
elevation of the floodplain there is,
Yeah.
it's not exposed to any wave action, so it's pretty,
Pretty
it's
steep.
below the top of the bank.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool. Good spot to be.
Contour lines at 10-foot intervals showing elevations to mean sea level.
I don't see that at all.
You know, is that, you know, just along the shore there, Jesse?
I
Yeah,
can
that's
add
it.
those.
That's the only place they have them. He doesn't have them.
Those aren't contour lines
Those are contour lines.
along the shore.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I can easily add those.
okay, so we gotta add those, okay. Subsurface disposal systems, we kind of talked about this.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Excuse me, Mark, if the applicant said they're gonna add contour lines, so I can hear.
Yes, add contour lines.
Okay, thank you.
Test pit analysis doesn't need to be done, but centralized or shared subsurface sewage disposal system on the plan, because there are two separate ones, we need to add that, correct?
Correct, I think that's.
Is this the place to do it? I believe
That's
so.
incomplete right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Evidence of adequate groundwater supply and quality may be requested by the board and shall be submitted by a well driller if the proposed subdivision is within the watershed of a lake. The phosphate concentration impact on groundwater must be determined. We're not near a lake.
Did we ask for the plan to show where the wells are, or the existence of wells? I don't think we asked for that, so I'm just.
I think we've had that before, haven't we? We don't do these that often.
I know it's, oh, sorry, yes, the next one, down in paragraph B. It talks about sewage systems, well, culvert, but that's adjacent. No, I was saying on or adjacent.
Are there separate wells for these properties?
Yes.
But they're,
We'll get, there's none of that in paragraph B.
For the property we're splitting off, there's one well, but then for the other house down the shore, there's another well.
okay.
Is the well shown on the survey?
No, it's not.
That's something we want to have, right, Jesse?
That should be on
Yeah,
I can add the wells.
okay, add wells.
That's down on D.
Right, okay, sorry, we're back up on Q.
Wait,
Yeah.
where are you saying it is? Down on, I'm on Q.
Correct, we jumped ahead. We'll get there again.
Oh, okay,
Paragraph B.
existing well, okay. So,
Are we concerned of where the septic system is for the larger well lot in relation to the well for this lot was being
There's,
created?
there already
existing.
They're already existing, so that should have been dealt with when they were installed.
But it would be good to have them.
You'll verify on the plan, but once he
I
has it.
think we should say it because, you know, without being allowed to go to a third party, that's not the homeowner situation, so to create something that's being sold to a third party, I think we should at least get a comfort level that the wells at proper distance from both septic systems.
Yep.
But that'll show up on the survey when he puts the wells down there.
Right.
And the septic systems for both, okay, so.
Thank you.
Existing well. A copy of most recent deed for the parcel, copy of all deed restrictions, covenants, easements, and right-of-way. We do have that. Part of the application, copy of any covenants or deed restrictions intended to cover all or part of lots in subdivision. We got that.
Mhm.
It says not applicable, but actually we have that, correct?
Yeah.
So that should be a yes. A copy of that portion of the state soil survey covering subdivision. It's a boundary line adjustment only, so we don't need that, Jesse. Adequate stormwater management plan must be provided. Once again, boundary line adjustment only, not applicable. Location and size of existing and proposed subsurface sewage systems, well culverts, and drainage ways on or adjacent to property to be subdivided. So, that's where we want to add stuff, okay,
Add the wells.
wells, and septic system.
Yeah.
What's the difference between paragraph P2 and paragraph V?
P2.
Which also talks about
Yeah,
subsurface drainage systems? I mean,
because I marked that down as add at the time, we
so
talked
not the
about
first
it.
time that our,
I believe, looking at it now, P2 is more specific to if it's only a shared system. So it would be it would be
I see, centralized or shared.
Okay, so
It would
that's,
be non-applicable, if it's
okay,
not shared.
okay, I'm gonna cross out add and put NA, okay,
Yep.
okay,
So you'd want the septic of 4A under V.
yeah, that's under, yeah, V there. Okay. Determination must be made whether a subdivision is situated in whole or in part within 200 feet of any wetland, great pond or river, or within their watershed, that the proposed subdivision will not adversely affect the quality or unreasonably affect the shoreline of that water body. Not applicable again. A map identifying all freshwater wetlands regardless of size, streams and/or brooks within or abutting the proposed subdivision. I did ask if there were any wetlands, whatever, freshwater. Apparently not, so not applicable. An estimate of the amount and type of vehicular traffic to be generated on a daily basis and at peak hours. We don't have to worry about that, not applicable. Statement of adequate financial capacity to complete the project, not applicable. Okay, so what I have, we found all the conditions met except for
D.
E,
D.
D.
Complete the outline of the house.
Which is E, right?
That's what, yeah, I put E
I put it
down.
under E.
Yeah,
Under E.
yeah, that's, I had that under E.
Oh, yeah, I just wrote it down.
And, we had the roads,
E, O, and V.
Oh, yes.
and, O, yeah, contour lines. And V, the location and size of the existing proposed, well, or the existing well and septics.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
And in terms of process, this follows a similar process to the land use where we'll schedule a public hearing.
Yeah.
And we have to notify, so that 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks ahead of time.
Yep, it's in,
In the memo, you said October 21st would be our,
26.
26.
I'm sorry. Over in
Well, I think he transposed the 102 in that. That was about our next meeting.
Yeah, on your next meeting.
Yeah,
Our next meeting is the 12th, not 21st, right?
right. Yeah,
Um,
I got confused by that too, then I realized he transposed
And
it.
so we do a public hearing on the 26th, and then potentially we could, if we choose to, go straight into a,
Normally, that's what you
what's that called, substantive review,
do. Final review.
final review.
Yeah. So normally, the public hearing and final review is the same thing.
So what we need now is a motion to find this complete with
Conditions.
conditions.
Yep.
And is there any advantage to finding it incomplete and having it come back, or is that just adding more time?
That was
Unnecessary.
add, add 2 weeks
And
of time.
if we felt like the changes were sort of substantive and
Right.
we needed to review them, we wanted the public to review them, then we would do that, but it seems to me like in this case,
Yeah. If it was a
It's all
brand new
existing,
subdivision,
right,
you
it's
may
all
want to.
existing
Right.
stuff,
it's all existing stuff, we wanna make sure it's complete.
just put it on the map.
And if it's, yeah. Okay, I'm just sort of talking it through and.
Jeff and Brett, you okay with that?
Yes, that's fine, yes, fine,
Okay. Well, take a motion to that effect.
I'll make a motion that we find the subdivision application for lot 4 of the Huber subdivision,
Amendment, yeah.
is to amend lot 4 of the Huber subdivision. Complete, or conditionally complete. And I'll cite paragraphs E, O, and V, and ask the applicant to submit a revised plan that includes a full outline of the house, contour lines at 10-foot intervals, and the locations of sewage systems and the well.
You guys clear on that? Yeah. Okay, do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, motion and a second to find the application for the amendment of Lot 4 of the Huber subdivision complete with the previously stated, as long as the previously stated conditions have been met. Any discussion? Hearing?
Do we need to clarify, like, submission deadlines and stuff, or is that, you can handle that? Great, thanks.
I'd like to clarify it.
Right, so Jesse will connect with the applicant and
Yep.
Okay.
figure out
Yeah.
what those dates are and make sure that.
Don't need a motion to that effect.
a general question, Jesse, when do the notices go out so that parties are entitled to receive notice?
They received notice that we received the application, and then I'll send another notice tomorrow stating when the public hearing is.
Under our statute, will that notice include everyone that's in that subdivision?
Let me double check.
We can vote, right?
Yep.
Hearing no discussion, call a vote on the motion. All in favor?
Yes.
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 Yes. Jeff, yes. Brett?
Yes.
Unanimous. And now we'll need a motion for a public hearing, but let's wait until Jesse figures.
Doesn't the list that you included did not include everybody?
Right. This is notify the abutters.
And we must define a butters someplace,
Is it defined differently in under subdivision? It shouldn't be, but who knows?
No. Common boundaries across the street or stream.
Okay, we're all set there? Okay. Now, what's that?
You can do the motion.
Let's go do a motion, schedule a public hearing. Now, the question I have before we actually make a motion, should we do this by Zoom?
October 26th.
It depends what else you're gonna have. I mean, this isn't gonna draw a huge.
I understand that.
I don't know what else is gonna be on the 26th.
Yeah, yeah.
What night is it scheduled for?
October 26th.
Which is the meeting after the
Oh,
Acadia Wilderness Lodge public hearing, which is on Zoom.
So do we have an issue if we need another public hearing on the Acadia Wilderness application?
You just have to do one before the other.
We know that when we got Zoom.
I heavily advise that you
Do it by Zoom.
Is that what
keep your
you,
public hearing to one night, but.
Well, right.
Well-
I agree. But
we know what happened the last time.
and we might end up doing our substantive review,
Yeah.
which would draw a crowd. And and we might do that in our next meeting.
Probably should just do it on Zoom. In
Let's be safe, scheduled by Zoom.
I think it's safe if we end up on the same night by happenstance.
Yeah, okay. I'll take a motion to that effect.
I'll make a motion to schedule a public hearing for the amendment of lot number 4 of the Huber subdivision for October 26th via Zoom at 5 o'clock. Should we do it earlier or should we do it
Might
at a
as
regular
well,
time?
just in case.
What's that?
You might as well, just in case.
Okay. I like 6 better, but okay, 5, yep. 5, and should we add the, The COVID.
Because, yeah, due to, the, what was the word?
Impractical.
Impracticability of meeting in person due to the surge of COVID cases.
easy for you to say.
Yeah,
Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, motion and second on the table to schedule a public hearing for the amendment to Lot 4 of the Huber subdivision to 5 p.m. October 26th via Zoom due to the impracticality of meeting in person due to the surge in COVID cases. All in favor? Or I should say, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
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 2 Zoom members, yes?
Yes, they will.
Okay, unanimous. Okay. Any CEO issues there, Jesse? Okay. Set date? Well, we have a date for the next meeting, right?
Yeah, just, you can make.
Do we have to confirm it? Okay. I make a motion to confirm our next, meeting for Tuesday, October 12th at 5 p.m. via Zoom, as previously scheduled.
A second.
Motion and second, the table set the next meeting for October 12th, 5 p.m. via Zoom, as previously scheduled. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Lawson, yes. Myself, yes.
Yes.
Beth, yes.
Yes. Yes.
2 yeses there, 5-0. Okay. Let's call, I'll take a motion to adjourn, unless people want to stay here later.
I'll second Jeff's motion.
I heard it.
Okay, we have a motion, a second and a third to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. 5-0. All right, we're all set. Thanks, folks.